Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have franchise tagged Shaq Barrett, which is absolutely phenomenal. First thing I want to say, he'll probably never watch this video, but Shaq Barrett, congratulations on getting your money, at least for 1 year, man. That is freaking awesome. He deserves absolutely every penny of it, not just for the season that he gave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but for his entire journey that he has had leading up to this point. He deserves absolutely every penny of it. You guys know how big of a Shaq Barrett fan I am. I literally have the signed shirt right there. I love Shaq Barrett. I think he's phenomenal, and I can't wait for him to spend, hopefully the rest of his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I know that sounds crazy, but I really, really want it to happen. I want him to, just continue to be on the Buccaneers forever because I think he's that darn good. But first question that you're going to be asking when you see that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have franchise tagged Shaq Barrett is, can Shaq Barrett replicate the success that he just had in this past season? And what a phenomenal season it was. 19 and a half sacks, broke Warren Sapp's sack record for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He pretty much shattered it. Also led the NFL in sacks for this past season, which is phenomenal. And I know people have said, oh, it came out of nowhere, he's a one-hit wonder. And I agree with Bruce Arians when he says, when you get 19 and a half sacks, that's not a one-hit wonder. That's not a flash in the pan. And I agree with that 100%. You don't see those kind of numbers for a one-hit wonder. Okay, you'll see a guy maybe get 8, 9 sacks, and then he'll go to a different team and completely be irrelevant. That has happened before, but I don't think that's the case with Shaq Barrett. And I know people are going to point to the one example of Vic Beasley with the Atlanta Falcons, where I believe he got 13 or 15 and a half sacks, and he did not do much since then. I think that that's more of a scheming problem than anything. I feel that Shaq Barrett with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the perfect fit for Todd Bowles' scheme. And I think that Shaq Barrett can replicate the success he had from the past season. Not exactly. I'm not going to say that he's going to get 19 and a half sacks every single year. That would be insane. But I do think he can be a double-digit sack guy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from season to season, at least 8 to 9 sacks per year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I know people are going to say, oh, that's not good enough. Guys, do you know how bad the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass rush has been since the Simeon Rice days? Minus Jason Pierre-Paul, who came to the team just 2 seasons ago. The Buccaneers have been starved for pass rushers, and now we have an opportunity to keep a guy like Shaq Barrett on a long-term deal, hopefully, depending on what happens with the franchise tag and continued negotiations. You've got to keep this man at all costs. He just beat our best pass rusher ever, Hall of Famer Warren Sapp's sack record for the team. You're keeping that guy, and you're keeping that guy on a long-term deal. No ifs, ands, or buts, okay? It's just going to happen. So for Shaq Barrett, I think that he can at least be an 8 to 9 to even double-digit sack guy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at least 10 sacks a year, and that's great. That's exactly what you want to see from a top pass rusher in today's NFL. So yes, I do think he can replicate that success. Now, the next question that you would probably think of is, well, what kind of deal is he going to be getting? So I believe the franchise tag for linebackers is $15 million. So Shaq Barrett, now that he's franchise tagged, will be making around $15 million this upcoming season. It all depends on whether or not he is labeled as a linebacker or a defensive end, because the difference is $15 million for linebackers, $19 million for defensive ends. So that's going to be a very interesting thing to take a note of there. But after they do franchise tag Shaq Barrett, they can continue to negotiate a long-term contract with him, which I fully expect Shaq Barrett to sign. I think he's going to get his money. I think he's going to get his long-term deal, and everybody's going to be very, very happy. And I think he will get somewhere in the market of what the franchise tag is, around $15 million. If he gets $13 million per year, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, I'm willing to give Shaq the defensive end franchise tag per year, which is around $18, $19 million. And I know everybody would freak out, but I do have that much faith in Shaq Barrett, guys. I know I'm biased or whatever, but Shaq Barrett deserves a long-term deal, and he deserves, I would say, $13 and $19 million per year in whatever deal he is going to get after this franchise tag while they continue to negotiate. I know there's going to be some people who are very much like, wait a minute. Shaq Barrett just got franchise tagged. That means Jameis Winston can't get franchise tagged. what is going to happen with Jameis Winston? A lot of minds blown right there, and what is going to happen with Jameis Winston? We don't know. He doesn't have the franchise tag as an option anymore. The Buccaneers don't have an option to franchise tag Jameis Winston anymore. And under the new CBA rules, when they do apply, you can only use one tag. So let's just say, hypothetically, the Buccaneers' plan under the current CBA is to franchise tag Shaq Barrett, transition tag Jameis Winston. Done and dusted. Let's see what happens. If the new CBA is passed, the Buccaneers have to remove one of those tags from one of the players. You're picking Jameis Winston every day of the week, I think. So ultimately, this is a move that I think signifies that, yes, the Buccaneers are at least going to let Jameis Winston hit free agency and see what is available. Now, I could be dead wrong. They could sign Jameis Winston to a two-year deal tomorrow, but I really don't think Jameis Winston would sign that deal. He wants a long-term deal with financial security, with guaranteed money. If the Buccaneers aren't willing to offer him a lot of money and a long-term deal, he's going to go somewhere else and see if that is an option for him. So ultimately, I think the Buccaneers, now that they've franchise tagged Shaq Barrett, are going to let Jameis Winston hit free agency. Doesn't mean he's completely gone from the team. I can't stress that enough. It does not mean that Jameis Winston is completely gone from this team, but it does mean that the Buccaneers are willing to say, Jameis, we just franchise tagged Shaq Barrett, which means we can't keep you here. We can't force you to stay here anymore. Go see what your value is and come back to us and let us know what they offer you. That's what I think the Buccaneers are saying to Jameis Winston. And oh boy, that's going to be an interesting situation to keep track of. And I'm sure I'll be making a video on that as well. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm very, very excited to see Shaq Barrett continue his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, be it under the franchise tag or be it under a long-term deal. This is going to be a very, very exciting player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for the hopefully the long-term future of this team. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know we have some questions about Jameis Winston now, considering he didn't get the franchise tag. I should be making a separate video on that as well. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs. And again, congratulations, Shaq Barrett.